official home of the Summer Games. KJAC, your NBC. First in HD, 12 News at 6:30 starts now.
A national campaign is cracking down on child predators. How Project Safe Childhood is ramping up investigations into child exploitation. Country star Randy Travis landed in jail for the second time this year. How police found Travis this time in Grayson County. But first tonight, a toddler has been killed in an auto pedestrian accident in China. Good evening and welcome to 12 News HD. I'm Mary Sturgill. Greg Picasso has the night off. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is investigating a fatal auto pedestrian accident in China where a 2-year-old girl was killed. Deputy Rod Carroll says around 1:30 this afternoon, a family member was pulling out of the driveway in the 400 block of Sandringham when the toddler walked behind the car. When deputies arrived, the child was lying on the driveway and was rushed to Christus Hospital St. Elizabeth, where she was pronounced dead. The name of the child has not yet been released. As a result of a crackdown on child predators, a 49-year-old Lumberton man has pleaded guilty to child pornography charges. Timothy Arthur Steinbarth pleaded guilty to possession of child pornography yesterday in U.S. District Court. According to court records, federal officials found more than 100 videos, more than 100 images of child pornography also. Some of the material would be considered sadistic and depicted prepubescent children under the age of 12. Steinbarth faces up to 20 years in federal prison. A sentencing date has not yet been set. A Beaumont man has been sentenced to automatic life on charges of sexual assault of a child. 40-year-old Leon Phillips was sentenced in connection of a 2010 assault of a child. The automatic life sentence comes after Phillips was convicted of sexual assault back in 1990 and again in 2000. Police say Phillips sexually assaulted an 11-year-old child at his home in the 2400 block of Beach Street. The punishment verdict took jurors 10 minutes to return. And we want to hear what you think about this. Our web poll question today, we ask you, child porn prosecutions are up. Are there more predators, or are officers getting better at catching them? Here are the final results. It's pretty close, but the majority of you, 54%, say officers are better at catching predators. The rest, 46%, say that there are more predators. Thanks for logging on and voting at 12newsnow.com. A former Jefferson County jailer takes the stand in his defense in a civil rights case against him and a fellow former co-worker. Dwayne Johnson and Brian Doyle are being sued by 46-year-old John Franklin. Franklin says his rights to equal protection under the law were violated. His attorney argues Franklin was shocked 22 times and punched in the throat while on a gurney in the custody of Jefferson County. 2 witnesses today testified that Franklin screamed, quote, "I want to die," while he was being booked into jail on public intoxication charges back in 2007. Jailer Sean Gallender testified he had never seen one man be so violent in describing Franklin on the night of his arrest. Dwayne Johnson, one of the defendants in the trial, described his background and training. He testified that he grew up in a rough Beaumont neighborhood and had never seen anyone act like Franklin. Doyle and Johnson were fired from the sheriff's office for using excessive force on Franklin. The suit against the men seeks a cash award. A nearly 4-year back-and-forth battle between the city of Beaumont and a firefighter may finally be at an end tonight. An arbitrator has decided to uphold Fire Chief Ann Huff's decision to fire James Matthews Jr. Yesterday, the arbitrator dismissed Matthews' appeal to be reinstated. Matthews was first indefinitely suspended back in 2008 following a traffic incident that resulted in an assault charge against Matthews. That charge was later dismissed, and both sides have appealed decisions several times. Matthews' federal lawsuits against the mayor, fire chief, and city attorney were also dismissed by Judge Ron Clark. Well, country star Randy Travis has been arrested for the second time this year. Tonight, he has been released from jail after being arrested early this morning when he crashed his car. Police say Travis was booked into the Grayson County Jail on charges of DUI as well as retaliation and obstruction, which is a felony. Travis was naked when he was arrested and reportedly made threats to troopers. The singer was released on $21,500 bond. This is the second arrest for Travis this year after he was cited for public intoxication back in February.
A big leap upwards in just a few minutes.
As long as it's rain and not thunderstorms, I'm happy, but I have a feeling you're not going to tell me that.
You're right.
All right, thanks, Patrick. Well, there's confirmation today of what most of us suspected about how hot it was in July. As Chris Clackham reports, scientists at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration say it was a record month because it's been a record year for heat. Forecasters predict we will still have unbearable heat for most of the country for at least through August and probably beyond. TxDOT continues repairs on the Purple Heart Memorial Bridge. Crews were out today putting segments of the new bridge together. They will also install high mast lighting. Later this fall, workers will switch traffic on the bridge to begin the reconstruction phase. When complete, the new bridge will lower maintenance and eliminate any lane closures.
Storms possible in the lakes this evening, but a much better chance coming up tomorrow and through Saturday. We'll have the numbers coming up next.
Coming up on 12 News HD, a complete medal count for you, why you have a reason to chant USA. An update now on your Olympic medal count. Team USA has pulled ahead of China by 5 medals with a total of 81. 34 gold, 22 silver, and 25 bronze. China falls behind with a total of 77, and Russia rounds out the top 3 with 52 total medals. Stay right here with KJAC, your NBC at 7 to watch full primetime Olympic coverage.
Tomorrow looking fairly wet with a good 50% coverage. Could see it moving off the Gulf of Mexico and from the north. So locally heavy rainfall will be possible tomorrow. Your weekend forecast, 40% coverage on Saturday, and then it gets quiet on Sunday. Extended 7-day forecast for your weekends always in view. Looks wet the next 3 days. A break from the rains Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
All right, thank you, Patrick. Take a look at this. I'm happy to tell you about this one. 8 Goodwill stores across Southeast Texas are helping a few lucky students head back to school in style. On August 13th, each Goodwill location will have a drawing and give away 5 backpacks filled with classroom essentials. For a chance to win, all you have to do is make a purchase at the store and write your name and contact information on the back of your receipt and drop it in the box.